Today's last session. Today is the 28th of June, 28th of June, 2025. So let me share my screen. So I remember my promise from the last no. From the last session to to start with how I mark up Asian high, Asian
Asian
low.
high and Asian low. Yeah.
So let's start off with that. Right. So welcome, Madam Kaite. She was very prompt today and it's very beautiful. All right. So first things first. So like I always say, the price of NAS on Trade Locker, yep, is different from the price on TradingView, right? So right now,
Sorry, also different on MT4 as well.
yes, exactly. So it's the same concept. Once you understand the concept of what to do, you'll be able to do it. Because I also do the same thing on MT4, MT5, whatever. Anyway, just to understand the concept. Why is my trading view showing? Okay. No, this is not. Let me refresh. Give me 25th of June. Refresh it and see. Okay, so this is what I do, right? The price on TradingView, if you look here, is 22541, right? But if I go to Trade Locker,
Please, I'm not seeing your screen. Could it be my network? I'm not seeing your screen, Mike.
you're not seeing my screen. Is that the same for everybody? Okay, sorry, I'm supposed to click this. Sorry. You should see it now. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for bringing that to my attention. All right, so the price on TradingView is 22541.45, right? But if you go to Trade Locker, is 22523. That's where it stops. So you can see there's a discrepancy, right? Even though it's little, like about 20 something points thereabouts, right? So this is how to set up Asian high and Asian low on your Trade Locker. So first of all, on TradingView, it's automatically set by the indicator. So this indicator right here, this box, this red box, is an indicator that forms it, right? This red box here, this red box right here. Yeah, it's an indicator that forms it. And the indicator is, if you go to indicators right here, you see it's Asian range by Nico 948. Asian range by Nico 948. So let me put my phone on do not disturb. Yeah. Asian range by Nico 948, right? So if you don't have it on your trading view, make sure you set it up. Just search for this Asian range by Nico 948 and click on it once. It appears on your trading view, just like this. So every Asian session, the high points will be there, the low points will be there, and you'll see the price in yellow or whatever color. It might not be yellow, sharp, but you'll just see the price on the price panel on the y-axis of this chart. Yeah, so that's for trading view. But because the price is different, we need to replicate this box somehow. We need to replicate this box somehow. Maybe not the entire box, but what's most important to us, because we're dealing of session liquidity. So we use the high and the lowest point of the box. So how do we do that? Step one is to first come to trading view. Make sure you have the indicator set and make sure the red box are shown. Make sure your time zone is accurately set. You can see here, bottom right of your screen, right where my mouse is here, that says time zone. You click on it and make sure it is set to your current time zone. I'm in Lagos presently, that's why UTC +1, right? Make sure that is set, right? So after you've done that, let me see if yeah, that's all. Okay. This one is just the format of the date and time. I clicked on this settings here. Settings wheel bar, wheel settings wheel. I think it's a wheel here. And it brought me here. This is to do the format of the date, how it appears on your screen. All right. So once you've done that, you come to where the box has formed. Right? You come to where the box has formed using the indicator. We don't have the indicator on TradingView, right? So after you've set your time, you need to now come and look for which of this candle, which of the wick or body, but it's usually wick, which of the wicks of this candle, will start with Asian high, yeah? Which of the wicks of this candle touch the top of this box that formed? Okay, which of the weeks, just by looking, I'm on the 5 minute time frame anyways, right? You want to find out just by looking. Let me see if I can make this wider so that you're not straining to see it. Okay, sorry. So which of the weeks touched, the highest point? Which of the weeks during that entire range was the highest point of price, right? So looking at it is this particular one here, where my can see is this particular one right here. If you look at it, let me remove my cursor. Can you see it? But you can't just assume. We need to be accurate. You need to be very, very accurate with it. So, but the first step is just to use your eyes and see which one, because sometimes it might not be this easy. It might be confusing. You can see maybe 1 or 2 weeks. If you see maybe 1 or 2 weeks close to it, maybe you want to go to like 15 minutes time frame to be sure you can get one particular week that was the highest, because we want to check the highest price point. But I'm about to show you how to make sure you're accurate, so you don't just um, your figures just by looking at it. You have to be accurate. So the next step is to be familiar with this OHLC, this OHLC price points of each of the candles on the top of your screen or your phone, right? You need to be familiar with what they mean. Like I've said countless number of times, O right here means open price of every candle. So this OHLC represents, the different price points of each of the candles on whatever time frame you're on. O stands for open. Remember, every candle has an open price. Every candle has the highest point it got to. Every candle has the lowest point it got to. And every candle has the price where the candle closed. Yeah. So that's what this is for. It's not there for decoration. It has value and importance. That's why it is there. Yeah. So these numbers tell you exactly down to the specifics. So you're not just drawing any line anyhow. You're using the figure, to be accurate. So let's do it together. Let me go and delete the one I drew on my trade locker so that we'll see everything together. Right. And I'll do the same thing for New York open price, so that you just see what I do and how I do it live and direct. It's really simple. So we've understood what this OHLC means, right? Open price, highest point, lowest point, and the close price. So now that we've identified just by looking, yeah, like I said, this is very glaring. This is very easy. Yeah, you can see that it's this one. So in case you see that maybe there are like 1 or 2 weeks on 5 minute time frame that are close to that line, looking at it with your eyes, you might want to go to a higher time frame, like 15 minutes. If it's still confusing, just go to 30 minutes. I think 15-30 minutes you should see something. But start with 5 minutes first and see which of the wicks of the candles, whether it's green, regardless of the color, whether it's a bearish candle or it's a bullish candle, doesn't matter. You just want to see which candle touched or was the highest price point during the Asian session. And we've agreed is this one, right? So this one, you just want to bring your cursor. If you're on your laptop, is a crosshair. You can see the cross following my mouse. Yeah, it's called a crosshair. But if you're on your phone, you need to press down, like hold down on your phone. As you know how you do when you want to copy something on your phone, right? You press it down. So you need to press it down on your trading view or on your trade locker. Press it down. It's now bring out the same thing you're seeing on my laptop that is there by default, just by moving my mouse. All right. But you need to press down on your phone. You can try it as I'm talking if you have you can actually switch. It's a Google Meet, so you don't have to close the Google Meet. Just move to your trading view and actually practice what I'm saying. That's how learning is done. All right. So bring the crosshair to that particular candle that we identified. Can you see it there? Okay. Now, can someone let me know what is the high? So the out of the OH, which stands for high, right? So what is the high you're seeing there? Can someone unmute and just speak quickly? Hello, am I speaking to myself? Hello, Madam Kaita, are you there?
Please, I'm driving, please.
Okay, ma'am. All right. Anybody else?
Sorry, where I am, my network is so bad. I can't even see your screen. So that's why I'm not contributing. I can't see anything. But it's okay. I'll watch the recording.
Okay,
Sorry,
anybody
me, I
else?
will watch the recording too. I'm driving.
Okay, anybody else that's following
I
me?
think is the crime of driving in Canada and attending virtual meeting.
Now you Sabio. I'm using my ears. I'm not using my hand.
Okay.
I'm just listening in so that when I watch, I will understand.
Okay, Auntie Kaite. How is the weather in Canada today?
You were in summer, man.
Oh, yeah, enjoy Nigerian weather. All right.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right, so if you can, who else is in the meeting? Nobody's answering me. I don't like speaking to myself. Oh. I need you guys to talk now. Let's learn together. Welcome, Mr. Tony, Mr. Wale. Okay, I've heard from them. All right, let me just speak now. I'll have preferred it to be very interactive. So please mute if you're not speaking. All right, so placing the crosshair on that candle at the top, you see the H figure up there is 2, 2, 3, sorry, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, 2, 2, 2. Is 22230.70, right? That is what you see on the high of that candle. Now you need to compare that figure with what the indicator gave us here. It's a little bit faint. Let me see what we can do to make it bright. Is it brighter now? Let me see. Okay, we've already passed that price point, so it can't be really bright. Okay, it's bright now. Can you see? Can you see? It's the same figure, 22230.70. So that's how to confirm the accuracy. So when you've confirmed that what you did by placing the crosshair on what you identified as the highest price point candle that touched that Asian high, point, you've confirmed it with the price here that the indicator already confirmed accurately. Once you've done that, the next step for you to do is to go back to that candle, place your crosshair. You're now very sure, to the T accurately that that is the candle that gave us the Asian high with the high points of its price. Okay, you place the crosshair there and then you look down. Now we want to check the time that candle form on the 5-minute time frame, on the 5-minute time frame. But if you're on the 15 minutes, maybe you saw two 5-minute candles close to that point, and then you were able to identify it on 15-minute time frame. Still the same concept. This same thing, you can do it anywhere any trading platform, Trade Locker or MT4 or MT5, or still the exact same philosophy, right? So that's why I'm taking my time to make sure that you understand the philosophy. I've drawn Asian high and Asian low on MT5 before using the same concept. Yeah, so place the crosshair on the candle you've identified and confirmed accurately with the price that the indicator gave us. And then you look down, want to see what time did that candle form. The candle formed, if you look down, at 1:15 a.m. Right? So I wrote down 1:15. Okay, 1:15 a.m. Right? 1:15 a.m. Wait, there is because I'm looking at this now. My trading view is showing Wednesday, 25th June. 27. Let me see. Because it's meant to show me. Let me refresh this page. Let me refresh it one more time. I don't know why it stopped at Wednesday, 25th June. It's still stopping at Wednesday, 25th June. It means we just have to use Wednesday. Let's use Wednesday like that. Still the same concept that applies. All right, so we're back here. All right, so this candle formed at 1:15 a.m. My time, this is my time. You might see a different time based on where you are. So we've identified the time Asian high formed on Wednesday, 25th June, right? We've identified the time on Wednesday, 25th June. It's formed at 1:15 a.m. and I've taken note of it. So I want to replicate the same thing for Asian low. So looking at all these candles, which one of them touch the bottom here? You can see it's this particular one here, just by looking at it, right? So just by looking at it, there's only one candle here that looks like it was the one that formed the bottom. So what do? Same thing, place the crosshair on that candle and look at the price up. So instead of H now, since we're looking at low, is L we'll be looking at. So looking at L up there under the OHLC, L is 22185.95. So just want to take note of that price, 22185.95, and then look at what the indicator is. Someone speaking? Someone speaking?
Please, I'm sorry. Since I'm not watching what you are doing, talking about touching the edge. Is it the edge of the wick, or the way the body of the candle stops? Please.
Not the body, the wick. It might be a body. You know, candles are different.
It might be
So
a
you just
body.
want
It might be a body. It might be wick. But the end,
but
the last end of it, either wick or
yeah,
the body. Okay.
exactly. But it's
Okay.
usually the wick. Rarely will you find a body, except it's like a tombstone, a gravestone candle, or a dragonfly candle, or something like that. Yeah. So,
Okay.
but
All
is mostly the wick. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All
like in
right.
these
Thank
two
you.
cases, you're welcome. Man. In these two cases for Asian high and Asian low, it was the wick, as you can see now. All right. So place it there. Take note of the price. 22 for low now. 22185, as you can see up there. 22185.95. I want to now look and compare. You know, the yellow parts you can see here. 22185.95. So that confirms that exactly is the candle that formed Asian low for that particular day, Wednesday. So next thing is I place my crosshair there again. I'm looking for the time that candle formed. And that candle formed at 12:15 a.m. on 5-minute time frame. So I write it down, 12:15 a.m. So what is the most important thing I'm taking back to Trade Locker? The time those candles formed. Asian high formed at 1:15 a.m. Asian low formed at 12:15 a.m. on Wednesday, 25th of June. Now let's go to TradingView and just place some horizontal lines on that Wednesday. So let's go to 25th of June. 25th of June, Wednesday. Great. So this is it right here. Wednesday, 25th of June. Beautiful. All right. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to place horizontal lines. First of all, before I place those horizontal lines, I need to come and find those candles. I need to find where those candles formed using the same crosshair. I'm on Trade Locker now. I'll go to 1:15 a.m. on the 5-minute time frame because I use 5-minute time frame to check on TradingView. So I'll come to 5-minute time frame on Trade Locker. 1:15 a.m. 1:15 a.m. When did that form? Here. 1:15 for Asian high. Can you see the candle here where I am right now? So I look up and look for H. What is the H price on Trade Locker? Then I take note of it. Best for you to write it down so you don't make mistakes. H is 2221.85. 22211.85. Beautiful. 22211.85. And I've taken note. That is Asian high. I've written it down. Then Asian low was at 12:15 a.m. I've placed the crosshair on that same candle that formed 12:15, that printed 12:15 a.m. Now I'm looking for L up there, OHLC up there. L is 22167.15. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them on the chat so that as I'm speaking, I could just jump and answer them. Yeah, so I now have the exact figures. You can see how that's exactly what I do. So as I've gotten these two figures, I'm now going to paste it on the group for you people. But I think I should stop doing that so that it's not like I'm spoon feeding you guys, so that you can also grow. I'm going to do it yourself. You know, I always say that the ultimate flex is when you're able to do things yourself, right? That is when you begin to even start seeing things that have not been seen by anybody else. You can even create or discover your own strategy, right? Someone saying something?
Yes, sir. Sir, please, don't leave us yet. You know, when mother born Pekin, you get to take care of before you want to win us when we have not even learned how to sit down.
And mommy, you have learned now. You're supposed to
Please,
be even you're supposed to be taking this class now, sir.
please, as we are talking, me, I'm driving. I'm not even seeing. I'm only hearing, hoping that when I get the video, I'll be able to go back and try to understand it. So I beg, don't even think of
Problem.
leaving us.
Yet.
As I'm speaking
Leaving
for me, I
yet.
don't know what others have to say. You can
No
leave
problem.
Mr. Wale. I beg. Wale can handle it, not me.
No, Hala, no problem. All right. So next step is to pull out your toolbar, right? This toolbar right here. This is what I clicked to bring it out. Beside this, as this on the bottom left of my screen here, it was hidden. You can hide it by clicking this button here. See where my mouse is here, down, bottom left, right? You can reveal it or hide it, right? So it was hidden. I clicked here to reveal it. And then the second tool here, this second tool, trend line tools, yeah, that's where you click and then you look for, I use horizontal lines. You can use whatever thing that is horizontal that you want, but I just prefer to use the horizontal line, right? So I click on horizontal line and then I just place it anywhere. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter where I place it. First, since I have the accurate figure. So what's the next thing I do? I click the settings wheel here. On your phone, you might not see it here. You need to click more, these three dots to bring out settings. but on your laptop you see this directly. So I click on it, settings, and then I put the figure for Asian high that I got, which was 22211 that I got from Trade Locker, not from TradingView. We're done with TradingView. 22211.85, right? And then before I click OK, just to make it easy for me to know what that line is for, because I have some other horizontal lines. First of all, I use white color for Asian high and Asian low. I'm not saying you must use white color, whatever you like. I like to add a text just to tell me that it's Asian high. So I put AH. You can see where I clicked for text. AH. Let's make my text color also white. And let me place it at the top. So since it's for Asian high, I just like to put it at the top right. Top right. So see where it is. Can you see where it came out? Can you see where it is? Right here. So I click OK. So that line comes exactly to that point. So I have just replicated Asian high that happened on Wednesday, 25th of June on my trade locker. You can do the same thing on MetaTrader also, 4 or 5. It's just the same concept. Please, if you understood that, please type a 1 in the chat. If you understood everything I've said so far, type a 1 in the chat. Quickly, for the AL, I saw 22183.73. Are you talking of TradingView? Please, if you understood that, please type a 1 in the chat so I know if I should proceed. I can't see anybody chatting. People are leaving me to just be talking. On Trade Locker. Okay, that's what you got. Okay, beautiful. Let's see if you're right. Yes. It's good that you dropped what you saw. I like that. So when I come, okay, you said you saw 22183.73. No, that's not what I saw. Let's go back to. Remember, the time was 12:15. It was 12:15 a.m. It was 12:15 a.m. on TradingView, right? 12:15 a.m. So let's go back. Let me show you. Let's go back for Asian low now. 12:15. Where is 12:15? See, I'm taking my crosshair to 12:15. The candle that printed at 12:15. Can you see it? My crosshair is on 12:15 now. So, Mr. Wale, look at L. What is the figure on L? You can see that it's 22167.15 is L. The figure just in front of L, OHLC above. So, Mr. Wale, have you seen it? You can unmute so that if you've seen it, just let me know if you understand. Are you there, Mr. Wale? Sorry, please give me, okay, yes, thank you. Please give me a minute. I need to do something. 1 minute, please, sorry. All right, sorry for the break in transmission. Okay, yes, I'm right. Thank you, Mr. Wale. All right, so let's replicate. I have 2 questions, please. Can we attempt imputing this AL and AH by ourselves on trade? Yes, that's exactly what I'm teaching. I'm spending this time to teach. so that you can do it yourself, right? I just like to place my analysis. I personally don't do my analysis on TradingView, right? Because I'm taking trades on Trade Locker. So I like to do all my lines, all my technical analysis on Trade Locker. So that's why whatever is on TradingView that's not on Trade Locker, I try as much as possible to replicate it, especially if it's an indicator that is not on, because you won't see most trade indicators on Trade Locker, right? So let's replicate the same line. So I click horizontal line again, just put it anywhere since we have the figure right now, and then I click settings here, and then go to coordinates first to put the exact price 22167.15. Text is white. I like white for it. I just type AL. AL is for Asian low. So since it's low, let me put it at the bottom. Is your whatever you want. Bottom right. So Asian low, bottom right. So that's it. Just an extra, you might want to lock it, clicking this padlock so that maybe your finger doesn't mistakenly shift it after stressing yourself to make sure you get it accurately. So you now have Asian high, Asian low on whatever trading platform you have using TradingView's indicator as a reference point, right? So that's how to set up Asian high and Asian low on Trade Locker. So please, if you understood that, please type a 2 in the chat. The full implications of this AH. Sawale, I don't expect you to be asking that question. You are a senior student. But I'll still touch it anyways. We've spoken about Asian high and Asian low. It's just session liquidity. If you understood what I just spoke about the how to set up the Asian high and Asian low, please type a 2 in the chat so that we can move on. So what is the implication, like Mr. Wale asked? It is basically for the Liberty strategy. Yeah. Session liquidity. Liberty strategy is just all about session liquidity. Because if you look at your, I'm not seeing any 2 in the charts. I'm not seeing any 2 in the charts. But I'm seeing like 5 people on the call. I know 2 people are driving. Please, I like it to be very, I said 2 people are driving. 1 person is driving. And 1 other person I said has internet problems. But please, can it be interactive so that I'm not just talking to myself now. All right. So if you look at, so I'll this to answer your question. If you look at your trading view, you see that NAS moves. There are 3 sessions basically. There are more than 3, but primarily, just say there are 3 sessions. There's the Asian session, right, which is this red box, Asian session. There's a London session, which is this blue line, right? All through this blue line is the London session. And then there's the favorite for NAS, which is the New York session. So if you look, you see that most of the big moves happen during the New York session. Yeah. Now, this Liberty strategy, yeah, is also the same as smart money concepts when it comes to supply and demand, right? It's still the same thing. Someone was asking me the other day, and I was telling her that, no matter the strategy you are looking for, it's not advisable to just go and say, oh, you're looking for a new way. Okay, this person trades like this. Okay, what's your strategy? Let me learn it. Okay, this person trades like this. What's your strategy? Let me learn it. You're just one person. You get confused. But the interesting thing, do you know that everybody's strategy, I will say this, and it's true if you can do your research, everybody's strategy, is all the same thing. Everybody's strategy is all the same thing. Quote me anywhere, and I can prove it to you. If you bring somebody to bring his strategy and tell me his strategy, I will tell you that, oh, this is smart money concept. Liberty strategy is smart money concept. Liberty strategy is supply and demand. Liberty strategy is session liquidity trading off of, liquidity points. Because, for example, Liberty strategy says that you've marked Asian high, you've marked Asian low. Whenever price comes and breaks and closes above that point, you want to buy. That's from Asian high. If price comes and breaks, closes above, that's your indication to buy. Same thing happens for supply and demand. Imagine this is a very strong resistance point, and then you see price coming to break and close above that point. You want to buy, definitely, right? Same thing, Asian low. If you see price coming, breaking below that line and closes, right? You might want to wait for another 5 minutes candle for confirmation, right? Before deciding to, I personally would like to wait for a 5 minutes candle confirmation to open and close above that same line, before entering myself. So that's the breakout model of the Liberty strategy. So if you bought here, 500 pips stop loss will have held. So this will not have hit your stop loss. This will not have hit your stop loss, right? And you can see that price went all the way, right? I think that day, yes, I called this. I'm not sure I called this on Wednesday. I can't remember. I've not sent out my results for the week, but I think I called this on Wednesday. I don't know. Can't remember. Would have done. So from this to this point, what was the highest point? That is like, let me just measure it so that's more precise. So 230 to this point. Oh, it's blocking me. Yeah, to this point. Okay, so that's like 1,001. You have more than a 2 to 1. Okay, that's 114 pips. No, sorry, 114 points, which is 1,143 pips, right? So that's if you, is someone saying something?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So my issue, okay, well, my question is this. The way I set up my, what do you call it now? My Asian high, Asian low. Are you with me?
I'm a sir.
Okay, so I didn't even know this was where you were going. Somebody taught me to set this long time ago on my trading view. I had it there then. So the thing with me now is this Asian, this rectangle that you have put now, this box, only occurs during Asian session.
Exactly, yes.
So now after Asian session, okay, and I was taught that, okay, like you said, now if you want to buy, if it hits the peak at the top there, if it breaks above, quickly buy. If you want to sell, if it goes below that line, sell. But
yes,
so during London and New York, this box does not move on. And when as a very beginner, then the person that taught me said, look, anything outside that box is dicey, it's risky. Don't be buying outside that box. But now I found out that New York and London don't occur in that box. That is where
yes,
I have the question.
yes. No. That's it. Understand it like this. That box just tells you that is Asian session. Session is just period in time, right?
Yes.
So that box opened and formed. If you're in Nigeria now, you're in Nigeria. So from 12 a.m. on that Wednesday till 5:55 in China, in places in Asia, that is when their banks opened and closed while we were sleeping. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that is what we call the Asian session. So because it's an Asian session, there is usually consolidation for NAS, right? Asian Asian session is Chinese, Japan, and everything. It's not
Tokyo.
US. NAS is a US based index fund, right?
Okay.
So you don't, people in the US are not, it's not their banking hours, right? So they
Yes.
can't, it will be like night, towards evening night for them, right? It will have passed bank closure, which is like 4 p.m. in their time. So banks are closed in the US. So you don't expect NAS to move aggressively, except maybe there's a news, like there was a day Trump tweeted or said something in the news around 9 p.m. when banks had closed and NAS dropped massively during the Asian session, right? So except that, but mostly you have consolidation during the Asian session. Now, anything, don't say it as anything outside this box is risky to buy. No, the box itself just signifies a session. Then small time, maybe just some couple of so from 5:55, like some hours by 8 a.m. Nigerian time, because Nigerian time and UK time is almost the same, except there's daylight saving. 8 a.m. bank open in Nigeria, bank open in the UK. That's why you can see this blue line. So this blue line is just telling you that that is the London session. You can definitely, so what this box does, it cannot continue like that because it automatically forms and also take note of the highest point of price during which that range was forming, right? If it continues green thing like that, number one is no more Asian session because Asian session ended by 5:55. Yeah. Number two, you can see there are new high points. Yeah, which is higher than this one that we already identified, right? So that's why you have to just say that, okay, this is the London session, and then this is the New York session. There's an overlap between the London session and the New York session. So towards the end of the London session, the New York session opens, the New York Stock Exchange. New York session actually starts by 1 Nigerian time, then the stock exchange period is just the London session. You can definitely trade, but you just NAS would not also move aggressively most times. So most times, if you go back and do some backdating, you'll see that most times, I'm stressing on most times now, so that so nobody quote me and say I said all the time or always. There's nothing like always or all the time in trading. It's just probability. But most times, you see in the Asian session for NAS, there's usually consolidation, right? Consolidation of maybe 500 pips, maybe 1,000 pips, like that. Consolidation. Most times for London session, you see manipulation, right? Manipulation to break above, maybe do like 500 pips and come back and go back again and come down, and just be manipulating. Why? Because the New York session has not yet opened. It's when the New York session opened that if you can get the direction, like you can see now, let's see this move that happened on Wednesday from here now, from this point to this point, and see how many pips that would have given us, right? So you see the big moves of NAS during the New York session, right? This is over 1,000 pips also, right? So that is just, you just need to understand these sessions, right? So it's good that you raise that concern of what you thought it was. The box cannot continue. The box only forms during the Asian session. Then the London session has its own period of time. You can trade NAS even in the Asian session, even in the London session, but we just recommend that the best time is during the New York session. And the reason is because most times, like I said already, there's consolidation here. So you rarely, even if you place any trade during a chance session, you would rarely, almost impossible for you to get a 2,000 pips move for NAS during the Asian session, right? During the London session, you can see 2,000 pips, but it's also very rare compared to the New York session. During the New York session, you can catch 2,000 pips 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, all in the New York session. You can see as much as 4,000 pips. And thank God we've done it before. The upper Friday, we did that, 4,000 pips. Who remembers? All happened during the New York session, right? So it is best time to trade NAS is during the New York session. You'll notice that Rich Vendiga rarely calls any trade during the Asian session or London session, right? He mostly trades during the number one because he's still asleep during London session, and then it's night evening during Asian session. So when he's active, during your time, morning New York session, that's where you can have the aggressive moves. And trust me, that's what really pays. That's what's good, especially for risk to reward. Right. So do you understand it now, Mr. Wale?
Yes, very well.
All right. Are you raising your hands? An old hand or
An old one.
all right, sir. Okay, so now let's go to New York open line, because we don't have that indicator on feel free if you have any questions, please you want to type it in the chat as I'm speaking. So there's also another thing you would have noticed here, these lines, right? These lines. So I don't really use this line for trade ideas. I don't use this London session line, so I don't need to replicate it on my trade locker. What I use is this one, and I've shared in my previous live recordings. If I want to watch them, how to use this line to place trades. If you remember, right, when it forms, I want to wait for the first 5 minutes, and just once that 5 minutes candle closes in whichever direction, I follow it, right? Sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not work. It's all trading. Remember, risk management. And then once it goes and comes back, you want to, if it breaks and closes, you want to also follow it, right? If it breaks and closes, if it bounces off, like if it leaves a weak rejection, you want to follow it also. So this line is very important. So that I also like to replicate it on my trade locker. How do I do that? So I come to, this is an indicator on trading view. The name of the indicator is this right here. Lon and NY Open by John Fibonacci. If you don't have it, you want to add it. It just tells you when London session opens and when New York session opens. New York Stock Exchange, actually. New York Stock Exchange. Yeah. Because New York session opens 1 hour 30 minutes before. Yes, 1 hour 30 minutes before New York Stock Exchange opens. Yeah. So, but the aggressive, because NAS is a combination of the top 100 stocks. Follow me, right? Is a combination and index of all the top 100 stocks in the US. So definitely when the New York Stock Exchange opens, that you'll see that every time, go and check 2:30, you see NAS moving in one direction very aggressively. So you see all the market makers and movers, the banks, the hedge funds, big players, they're placing orders. So remember, trading is all prediction. That's why my own strategy, I say wait 5 minutes candle and then follow them. Just follow. You're just following them. God help you if we're fortunate, it goes our way, all well and good. If we're not fortunate, they just play you and then move it back in the opposite direction. All well and good too. It's all about risk management. As long as your risk management is good, you'll never lose your account. All right. So how do I replicate this? I've showed you the indicator. If you follow it, you can backtest it and just check. You see that it always starts forming in my time here. Remember to do your time zone. On my time here is 2:30 p.m. Nigerian time, right? So it might be different wherever you are located. Just make sure you get where the line starts. You can see I just placed this crosshair where the line starts, and I look down, see 2:30 p.m. So what do? Come to Trade Locker, right? So we're still on Wednesday, 25th of June, right? So before it gets to 2:30, when we're still in the London session, maybe just immediately after the Asian session, I just come and replicate that line and keep it somewhere. You know, it won't be the accurate price point yet because we have not yet reached the 2:30 Nigerian time, right? But I just keep it there so that when that 2:30 hits and the candle opens, so let me not jump. Let me go step by step so that it's easy for you to understand. So the first thing is to just replicate the line and just keep it anywhere on the chart first. So what do? I come to this trend line. Someone saying something?
Yes, I said, please, that indicator, what's the name again, please?
Okay, let me go
Long
back.
and
You want to do a screenshot or
hello?
yes, sir, can you hear me?
Okay, well, I thought you were frozen or something.
Yes, system. Can you hear me?
Breaking. I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, let me just think my system froze, but let me switch.
You know what? Just type the name of the indicator on WhatsApp. Just type it and move on, no problem. Hello? I think your network has issues. I can't hear you.
I just have to switch here. So you're asking for the mode indicator. It's long. So it should be I think English they used to call for each of these the group and each of them sorry work on LON wow NY capital letter LNY by John learn more indicator on loan and NY open Fibonacci of the indicator on TradingView. Physics here. Loan and NY open by John Fibonacci. Yes, that's it right there. I think you can go ahead, sir. You don't speak. Is that in your hand?
No, old hand.
Okay, sir. All right.
Just that your face we are seeing, not your screen.
And my system is also
We are seeing your
right.
face, not your
So
screen.
I know, I'm out.
Okay.
My how to see my face. I'm coming up. I told us I showed you how to get the indicator. Now my is 2:30 for New York Exchange, right? So I'm coming, I'll share everyone so that you can on build them. So the goal is that so if yeah session or London horizontal line there, and then when it is 2:30 or when it's the equivalent, that is when the exchange on time on to note of stocks to open price. The first on 2 minute time frame. Exactly and will be the second be replica of that the beginning of that line on TradingView. So I mean my thing open here except my trade locker. Like let me open it on my phone. So I can show you what I'm talking about. Anyway, like I have a question, please feel free to let me know. Let me know. You can speak, raise your hand, or drop it on the chat. Beautiful. So my trade was final. Okay. We have this one. Hello. Thank you. Yeah. Someone on mute and let me know. Can someone on mute and let me know if you can see my phone? Hello. No one is saying anything. And I've stopped sharing. Let me transfer the meeting to my system. Alright. So I'm about joining on my system now. Okay. Trade locker is open on my system. So we can just continue from there. Okay, good. That's for issues. Okay. Here. So switch. Sorry. I didn't know I was even on mute. So sorry for the delay. Sorry for the tech issues, guys. Let's just continue. So talking of the my phone. Now look at your locker. You want to replicate that orange line that I saw on TradingView. So what you do is, now this time around, instead of a horizontal line, use what is called horizontal ray. A horizontal ray, that is the trend line that we're going to use open of New York Stock Exchange. It's called a horizontal ray. Now you pull up your tool, you pull up your it's ray, horizontal ray. See that? So horizontal ray. And like trading is also orange, right? So first of all, this is what I do. I go to the 1 hour time, 1 hour frame first. So I go to the 1 hour time first. Then remember my for that New York is so I just drag to something to make me. So let me take it to 25th of June. And you see I've moved to 2 p.m. 25th of June. On 1 hour time frame, I'll come down to 15 minutes. I'll come down to 15-minute time frame. 15-minute time frame. And then I drag it to 2:30 exactly. Remember, it's not 30 your own time. Make sure you find out the exact price point in your own zone. Right. So I'm moving down 15-minute time frame. 15 time frame. I'm in 2:30. Yeah. So you can see if you look down on the bottom of my trade locker, you can see 25th of June 2:30. So it's at exactly 2:30 p.m. based on my own time zone, right? Good. So I've just replicated that line, but I'm on. So find the exact. I come back to 5-minute time frame. The exact price point. So the first candle that opened at 2:30, that's what we're looking for. Remember our OHL at the time around, we're not looking for H or L, we're looking at O. Which O? Is it O? Because we're looking at the price that opened at exactly the stock exchange opened. So it's called New York Stock Exchange open. Remember that indicates LON and NY open. It's the open price that we're really looking for. What do we do? Now I'm not using my phone. I'm going to show you how to do that process. To yeah, to right there. Can you see? Then I'll take note of the O price, the open price. Open price at 2227.35. Right? Can you see on the top on the frame? 2277.35. 2277.35. What do? I go to orange line, I need, and then I click settings, and I put that price 2277.35, right? Yes. I click done. I click OK. The line just goes right there. Can you see it? Can you see it right there? The line just goes there and stays there. So that is exactly how I replicate the New York Stock Exchange open price on my trade locker on my phone. And it's even good that I did it on my phone right now, so that you can see how exactly I do it. How exactly I do it on my phone. Beautiful. Yeah, sorry, I'm seeing your chats now, Mr. Wale. Sorry for the break as I was breaking. So that is how to do the New York open price. Now, another thing I wanted to speak about was the fact that someone was asking on the group, and I said I was going to highlight it during the live session, and that is the fact that we are trading in uncharted territory. You know, uncharted territory means NAS, where NAS is right now in terms of its price, it has not gotten there before, right? So let me delete this New York open price. I was just using it to teach. I don't need it. So it has not gotten there before when NAS is presently. Yeah. So I was saying whenever you are placing, especially buys, so you will notice that I might be sending more of buys because we don't know where it will get to and start coming back down. Yeah. So the only intelligent thing for you to do is whenever you're placing buy orders right now, because NAS has broken the previous all-time high that it had, it was still going up, right? What you do is put on now on what, you know how you see those things that is open just when you're putting up shows take profit and the one that shows stop loss. So now that where we are in NAS, we've not reached there before. What you want to do is you want to only select the stop loss and use our normal 500 pip stop loss. Yeah, and don't put any take profits. Right? Don't put any take profits. Just leave it. Just leave it. Let it be going. All right. Let me see if I can show you that right now. Markets. So let's go to BTC and see. So I can show you. Now you see this place here where you want to place your orders, right? What I mean is if you want to, especially for buys, what I normally recommend is 5,006, right? 5,006 for stop loss, yeah. Then according to your risk, remember total of 0.1 what 0.5%. So let's say I want to do 0.25 risk. Okay, it automatically adjusts my stop loss. Oh, okay. Sorry, this is BTC. Just ignore the figures. Just ignore we're on BTC now. I'm just trying to show you something. Ignore the lot size of 10 that you're seeing. Ignore the lot size of 10 that you're seeing there. Don't worry. This is BTC. All right. So what I mean is don't click this take profits. That's for now. So I'm just using this for example. Please, don't mix it up. Don't take this take only for buys, please. Only for buys so far. Except I give you a take profit, right? But if you see that there's no take profit, this is what I mean, because we don't know how far up NAS will still want to keep going before it now starts coming down. Because get ready, if we're able to catch sales, the sales that will happen any moment from now, I don't know if it will be this week or if NAS will still keep going higher and higher and higher. But the sales that would happen will be really, really crazy. Because anytime NAS or anything, yes, go and check, go and do some backdating and backtesting. Any pair that breaks and creates a new all-time high, the market can never stand on one leg. It has to rebalance, okay? Whatever goes up must come down. There's a law of gravity, all right? So in the same vein, anytime a new all-time high for any pair reaches, it will still start dropping and to come down. The fall will be massive. But since we don't know when that will happen, we just want to ride the trend. Remember, the trend is your friend. That's what we keep saying. The trend is your friend. Just keep riding it. So you will notice the strategies we use. They can't use those SMAs because NAS is still above on the 5-minute time frame. Let me even show you. It's still above the red SMA, or even on the 5-minute time frame. Talk less of all the other time frame. But you've understood what I mean here. Don't click this button here, right? Then if you
Please, Uncle Mike, repeat that thing that you are talking about, the ticks. So we put 5,000 for ticks, and we check the percentage if that's what we want or something.
yes, you take this
And then
risk. You check this risk checkbox and then put the percentage that you want to
okay,
risk
but
on that
sometimes
trade.
sometimes you put the percentage, it will alter your 50, your 5,000
Yes,
ticks.
ma'am. That happens if you don't follow the steps. So there's a step by step, and I've repeated it severally. Let me repeat it again. So when you open your trade funnel, ma'am, the first thing, step one, is to put your ticks, right? Do you understand that? First
Yeah.
thing is ticks. Second thing after putting your ticks is to go to this place that says risk, right? This place that says risk beside the lot size, and check that checkbox, right? Select it like you see on my screen right now. Select it. That's step 2. Then step 3 is now go to the percentage here that says balance on trade locker, the percentage, and put the percentage you want to risk on that trade. Remember, total risk for the day according to RSC is total of 0.5. So you divide that as you wish according to the number of trades you're taking for the day, whether 0.1 to adjust the risk accordingly, that's 0.15 to adjust the lot size accordingly, that's 0.2. So if you do it this way, you can see how it is moving on my screen. There's no confusion, right? If you don't follow this step 1, step 2, step 3 that I just carefully broke
Okay,
down, it's
I'm
going to
just
start.
hearing the balance now.
But can you see it, ma?
Did you
Are
say?
you still driving?
I'm just driving. I'm not seeing. I'm just talking
Okay,
from.
okay, no problem. Just follow
So
those
you said
steps.
I got
Six.
the tick first.
Yeah, then risk. Go and select the risk
and the
first.
risk.
Yes,
Yeah.
then step 3
I'm
is
thinking that
the
the risk is not the percentage because I'm not on that place now. Risk is not the place of the risk. It's not the percent.
um
It's same thing as the percentage.
no, it's not the same thing, it's under. There's a but beside the place where there's lots, your lot size. By the left,
Mhm, mhm.
there's risk there, and there's a checkbox that you can either check it or uncheck it.
I've never checked that one.
So that's why if you don't check that risk, if you go and put the percentage, it will scatter the what you put as ticks. Do you understand?
Okay,
So that's why
okay.
it's happening like that. So
I'll
that's why
try
step
that.
two. Step two is to select on that risk first. Select on that risk. After putting your tick, step two, select the risk and then come and change whether it's the
Change it.
amount you want to risk on the trade or the percentage, whichever one you want.
Okay. And then you are saying that we should leave the TP
That is for buying NAS now.
for
Except that
buying us now.
yes, buying NAS now, yes, because we don't know how far it will get to, right? Because if you go and put TP and it hits your full TP and still continues going up, you might
Yeah.
feel bad. Yeah, because we don't know the new all-time high is going to create and start dropping from that point. So let's just follow it. Do you understand? Let's follow it and let it lead us and say, okay, oh, this is where I'm going to start coming back.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm coming, Mr. Wale. So what will you now do to follow it? That's the next question. So since you didn't put take profit, you put stop loss. Remember, never ever open a position without putting a stop loss, right? So since you put a stop loss, what you do is once the trade starts going, once it gets to 50 points in your direction, so since it's mostly buys, 50 points above price, 500 pips above price, you want to at least, you see, I say secure profit. I don't know. Many people on the community, they always want me to tell them do it like this. No, the truth is, honestly, you really can't grow like that. So the best I would say is secure profit. And I keep saying the reason why I would say secure profit is, people are at different points in their own accounts, right? Somebody, you saw that like two people have passed their challenge phases on the group, right? Secure profit for such a person that is remaining 500 pips to pass the challenge is different from secure profit from somebody that is drawn down. I don't know if you understand what I mean, right? So it won't be fair on either of them if I say, oh yeah, do this exact type of secure profits. No, it won't be fair on them. So that's why you need to understand that it is based on where you are on your account, right? That you would do the different types of securing profits. And different types of securing profits are as follows. Let me switch my mic. Types of securing profits are as follows. Number one, when I say secure profits, number one is that trade automatically can never or should never hit your stop loss anymore. Please take note of this. If the trade is on 500 pips in profit, it should never hit your stop loss. Another thing is, okay, Mr. Wale, let me just allow you to ask a question before I forget. Go ahead, sir, Mr. Wale. Oh, no. Mr. Wale, go ahead. All right, sir. So while are you there? You were raising your hand. Or did you drop it in the chat? I can't see
Mike,
the chat.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, sir.
So I typed my question. I said, what determines your TP on NAS? I observe that your TPs are always crazy. So what I try to do is then put unimaginable profits, but most cases I exit early because when there's a pushback. So what determines your TP? Because for me, I use the SMAs a lot, and that's has been helping me somehow.
Okay. So I use default. So it's just like a rule in business. So see yourself as a business person because trading is actually a business, right? If you are using this capital to do this business, right? You want to make at least your capital back. You want to get ROI, yeah. In business, what is called return on investment plus some profit on it, right? So it's the same thing in trading. Even though it's a proper company, they are risking in every trade. You are risking a particular amount, right? So according to what we do on NAS, we're risking 500 pips, yeah, because I was close 500 pips away from the entry price, right? Now, since you're risking 500 pips, you want to make sure that your reward is at least more than that 500 pips. At least it makes business sense to get back at least 1,000 pips when you risk 500 pips. You risk $1,000 and then you're missing back $2,000. It makes business sense that way, right? So what I do default is I set my TP as 1 to 4, right? Because most during the New York session, NAS would give you at least 1 to 4. In fact, every good day, you would see a 2,000 pips move on NAS every good day. On most days, any day that you don't see 2,000 pips move on NAS, just know that that day was a rangy or choppy day, right? But most times, that's why I love trading NAS. You rarely see that with gold or forex pairs, right? So for with NAS, right, you would you should in the day you should see go and do just confirm this. So it's not like I said, just do backtest on the trading view and just see. You should see at least 2,000 pieces. So that's what I use as my default TP. So I risk 500 pips and I set my target as 2,000 pips. So that's answer your question, Mr. Wale. Stop loss 500 pips, which is 5,006, and my take profits, which is 4 times what I risked. Yeah, that's 1 to 4. I'm targeting a 1 to 4 risk to reward. So you see if the trade does well and goes our way, does 500 pips in profits, I'll say secure profits. That's 1 to 1. If it does 1,000 pips in profit, that's 1 to 2. Yeah. Then if it does 1,500 pips, that's 1 to 3. I risked 1 and we're getting 3. Good business, yeah. And then if it does 1 to 4, which is 2,000 pips, you see me update on the group the ultimate 2,000 pips, right? Which is 1 to 4. Very good business. So it's at that 1 to 4 I set my target at. So that's what I use for my default TP. Do you understand that, Mr. Wally? Are you there, sir? Are you speaking? All right. So I was saying, there were a couple of things I wanted to say. You're welcome, sir. The entering my trade ideas, please, I beg you, please, never ever feel you're missing out on something. When we started, I didn't used to call the group. So some people suggested that please it will help to call the group because maybe they are far away from their phone, right? So I started calling the group. Right. But even at that time, it was not most aggressively, especially if it's during the New York session. I call a trade idea. By the time I'm done bringing your attention to it, some people use AI robots. Is it something you can look at? Okay, I'm coming to that. Let me finish this thought process. So never feel like you're missing out. In trading, it's called FOMO, fear of missing out. So never feel like you're missing out of any trade. Even if you see, oh, Michael has called this, so and I'm seeing it late, and the thing has already moved like 100 pips, away from the entry point. Trust me, even if you actually literally missed out on it and then the thing went to do 1 to 4, it went to do 2000 pips, yeah, there's still no fear of missing out. You know why? Because the market always gives several opportunities. It always gives several opportunities. So never feel like you're missing out of anything. Yeah. So what you should do now, this is very important. Pay attention. What you should do is you should wait for a pullback. You should wait for a pullback. Actually, at least let it come close to. In fact, if it has done 500 pips in profit, it's already too late. In fact, if it has done like from 250 pips, in profit, it's too late to enter that trade. Right? But the even better way, if you came in late and you saw that the thing has gone ahead, just wait for it to do a pullback. But where the pullback is valid is if it has not done, if it has not gone more than 250 pips, right? That will be 25 points away from the entry price I called, right? The best is for you to even enter if it's a buy below the entry price I gave, or if it's a sell above the entry price I gave. You understand? That is even better. That is a better entry, right? So that is just what I wanted to say about taking my trade alert. Please don't feel like we are leaving you behind. No, 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 no. Please don't feel like that. Best thing, wait for a pullback so that you get an even better entry. For that. Now, for trading now that's blown past previous all-time high. I've already established that you should not put for buys, so please don't put a take profit. Just only put stop loss. Once you've set your stop loss 500 pips, this is what you now do. Yeah, so it's now that I can tell you what to exactly do, because we are in all-time high zone and you don't want to give back small profits you're seeing. You want to make sure you secure it. So what you do is, I typed it, but like some people didn't understand, so that's why I said I would speak about it on the live session. What you do is, it's a way of trailing stop without use. It is that I'm saying is a way of using trailing stop without using the trailing stop feature on your trade locker. So how do you do that? You want to be moving your stop loss in profit every new 500 pips it achieves from the entry point. Do you understand? Let's say the price is 22,500, 22,500 example, and I say Binance entry price is 22,500. What will be our stop loss? Binance entry price is 22,500. Buy. What will be our stop loss? Can everybody type it on the chat? Let's just be sure that you are beginning to have a hang of this thing. What will be the stop loss? 22,500. Binance. What will be the stop loss? I'm looking at the chart now. Anybody?
22,000.
Anybody?
$22,000.
Nobody? Am I talking to myself? Oh, thank you. 22,458. Now, that is stop loss. So you set your stop loss 5,006 away from the entry. Now, no TP, right? Because we've blown past previous all-time high. So we're just riding the trend to see where it will take us to. Now, price now gets to 22,550. I now say 500 pips hits secure profit on the group. what you should do at that point is you should move your stop loss, or you use the break-even feature on okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Or you use the break-even feature on Trade Locker. Let me share my screen. I'll show it to you in case you've not seen where it is. Okay. So this is my Trade Locker. Oh, I don't have any trade running, so I won't be able to show you. And I don't want to buy Bitcoin. I don't have any trade running, so I won't be able to show you. There's a new feature on Trade Locker. I don't know if you've seen it or used it. So you'll see it here under positions. If you come here, positions, open, positions, you'll see the trade running. That's when you're in a trade. If you click on it here, you'll see somewhere in the middle, it says break even. So you click on it and click on the other blue button that says break even, move stop loss to this to entry price or something like that. You click on it again, it moves the stop loss to entry, but it still might not be able to cover the spread. So what it will if you go on edit after you've done clicked on that break even, please listen to this, very important. If you go and click edit right after you've done that break even, right, you would see that under ticks, pay attention, people, you see that under ticks, the what will be there under ticks after you've done break even, yeah, on a running trade. Under ticks, what you will see is -7, all right, and that is not enough to accommodate um the spread. There's something called spread in trading. So it's better to change the ticks from -7 after that button is still useful, right? But after you've used the button to break even, you can still go to edit, click on edit, click on the trade itself, or go to the open positions. You'll see edit there. Change it from -7 to -50, all right? To just leave like 5 points to accommodate the spread, which is like 50 pips, yeah, to accommodate any spread, so that at least you're not going to lose any money at all, right? So back to what I was saying, if it gets to 500 pips in profit, now we're trading in the uncharted territory, right? When NAS has blown past all-time high, and I say buy NAS from 22,500, stop loss 22,450, it gets to 22,550, right? And I say secure profits, what I expect you to do is move your stop loss from 22,450 to entry by using that break even button, and then edit it, change the ticks, change the ticks. I know I'm repeating it. Change the ticks, nothing else, not price, not percentage. Change the ticks from -7 to -50 and click confirm. That's it. You just broke even. We keep watching, keep riding the trend. If you might even also want to maybe close partials. I don't know, depending on whatever lot size your percentage risk following your RST plan allows you. You might want to close partial. Let's say the lot size that used, depending on the size of your account, was maybe 0.08. Yeah, let's say you want to close maybe 50% of the position and allow the rest to run, close maybe 80% of the position, allow the rest to run. Some people might say, okay, since I have TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, each of them 500 pips apart, right, to make 2,000 pips. Hope I'm not too fast. To make 2,000 pips, if I'm too fast, please let me know, tell me to come again. You have 4 TPs, TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, each of them 500 pips away to make 2,000 pips, which is what we ideally use, right? You might want to say, okay, if it gets to TP1, I have this lot size, I'll be closing partial. This is another way some traders do, to make sure is they are, somewhat profitable and don't lose some money, you know. So it depends on your journey. Basically, you can say I divide my lot size into 4 also. right? So for people that might want to ask the question, why don't you open multiple positions? Opening multiple positions doesn't. It's still the same. I'm setting it at a different TP1. It's still the same thing as closing partials with one position. Just open one position and the closing partials. As you go. So if it gets to TP1, you can just decide to close 1/4%, 1/4, no, 1/4, not percent, 1/4 off your lot size. Putting it into practical numbers, let's say your lot size is 0.08, right? You might now click on close partial if it gets to TP1, 500 pips in profit, you break even, and then you maybe just want to close partial, right? So that at least you make something, right? You can say close partial to bring out how many lots are you closing from your 0.8. So 1/4 of 0.8, you can say, okay, I'm closing 0.02, sorry, from 0.08. So 0.02 now be 1/4. So you type 0.02 and you click close. It will only close 0.02 lots out of that 0.08 and allow the lot size on the remaining trade that's running will be 0.04 left, right? You can decide if it gets to TP2, which is 1000 pips from entry and 500 pips from TP1, you might decide to close another 0.02 again from the remaining 0.04, like that. So that's why I said there are so many ways to secure profits, right? Some people might want to just be moving their stop loss with the full lot size, not securing partial. But the whole idea is you must learn. The most important thing is you must learn to be happy with the decision you took. Don't say, if I had known, this is paining me, I should have just left it. I should have not even done any break even. Sometimes you break even and then the price will come back and hit your stop loss and break even, you will lose nothing and now move in that same direction. I know it can be painful, but we're here. Be happy with whatever decision or whatever outcome you get. So that's why I said securing profits has to do with your personal journey. If you know that it will pay you if you did not close partial, that's why I say closing partial is like the best thing to start with as a beginner for securing profit. Closing partial, and the reason is because when you close partial, at least you will make something, but it will not be maximized profit, yeah, but at least it's still something. In Nigerian parlance we'll say at all na in bad pass, right? A bird at hand. That's what the interpretation of securing partial is. So you can just close a portion of it, as you now begin to grow your risk tolerance in trading. You can now decide that, okay, I'm not even going to break even, I'll just look at it, because I'm so sure of this setup. You can't be so sure anyways in the first place, right? But you say, okay, I'm very optimistic about this setup, let's just see how it goes, and it can actually go and hit your full TP. So but you need to have grown to the point whereby you can see that you are in profit of let's say like $2,000, $3,000, and then you now come and see $500 and you go crazy. So that's why I said you need to understand that is a journey for different people. I can't just tell you, okay, no, this is what you must do. That's why you hear some other traders with their thought processes, they will tell you that when it's in profit, it's really up to you to do whatever you want to do, right? So what you can do is every 500 pips, just follow it, trail stop, move your stop loss, every 500 pips. Now that NAS has broken past the all-time high, if you now want to add an additional securing profit to it, you might now be closing partial along the way, depending on the lot size, if your lot size can accommodate it. So but you can just say, okay, if your lot size is too small, maybe you use 0.01, you can close partial on 0.01 lot size, right? You might just want to be moving your stop loss. So if it gets to TP1, you break even. If it gets to TP2, which is 1000 pips from entry, you move your stop loss to TP1. How do you do that, you might ask? Very simple. You can either drag it, but dragging it will not be very accurate. So what I will do personally, if it gets to TP2, that is with our example, TP2 will be 1,000 pips. That will be 22,000 what? 600. Oh, I should have asked you, but I've said it already. 22,600, which is 100 points. Yeah, 100 points from entry, 1,000 pips from entry, 10,000 ticks from entry. So what do? I go to what I did as minus 50. Remember, for break even, minus 50. 50, that 50 just to accommodate spread. So what I do is I edit it from minus, make sure it's a minus. So I did the ticks. If I want to move the stop loss to TP1, I change it from minus 50. That was for break even. I hope you're following. I change it to minus 5,050. So 5050, 5,050. And I click confirm to just move my stop loss in profit to where TP1 was, which is 500 pips in profit. Please, if you understood everything I've said so far, please type a 3 in the chat. Let me just be sure that you're getting my flow, my drift. Please, if you understood everything I said, please type a 3 in the chat. 3, 3, 3. Thank you so much, sir. Beautiful. So, moving on, if it gets to TP3, which would be 22,650, right? That's TP3. That is 150 points from entry. That is 1,500 pips from entry. I say 1,500 pips hit, and I put some dancing emojis and all of that, right? So what you can do, you go back, edit it, move your stop loss, further in profit, right? If you check that screenshot I sent yesterday, when I said I was still in that trade, you see that I was moving this same thing I told you. That's exactly what I was doing. So you edit it from 5,050 to what? Who can tell me? So we're moving our stop loss to TP2 because that is TP3. Who can tell me what ticks we'll edit to move our stop loss to TP2 minus what? Can you drop it in the chat? So it was at minus 5,050. What would it be to move it to TP2 stop loss? Move stop loss to TP2. What would we edit the ticks to? Let me see. Let me see. Can you drop it in the chat or on mute if it's easier for you to speak?
5,100.
Okay. I'll just hold that answer. Okay. Jane says 5,100. Any other opinion? Mr. Wale, our mathematician, I'm waiting for your own. Who else? Mr. Tony, I've not heard from you, sir. Oh yeah, now, Mr. Wale, shake body for us. Oh yeah, unmute, sir, unmute. Just unmute. Just tell me something, sir. Okay, so it's not 5,100. All right. Now, this is the reason why. Each of those TPs, right? You need to understand. Okay, so you need to understand the gaps, the difference in price from each of those TPs. And then you also need to understand the difference between points, pips, ticks, right? No, Jane is not still 5,000. So let me break it down. 50 points is 500 pips, and that is also 5,000 ticks, right? So breaking even, yeah, that means price has increased. Abi is a buy we went for. Price has gotten to 22,550. You can see that's a 50 point increase, which is 500 pips, which is 5,000 ticks. Please follow my drifts. Yeah, that's 5,000 ticks, right? So we broke even and we changed the ticks. What we're changing, what we're editing on Trade Locker is ticks, because that's what is on Trade Locker. You know, there's ticks, only ticks on Trade Locker. There is no pips on Trade Locker, right? So remember, we're converting whatever we're doing to ticks. Okay, I think you're beginning to understand your mistake now. Yeah, so ticks. So break even minus 50 ticks, right? If price gets to 22,600, that is TP2, right? We move our stop loss to TP1, which was 500 pips away from entry, or 5,000 ticks away from entry. Are you getting it now? So modifying your stop loss will be minus 5,050. That 50 there is just for spread. Please, I need you to understand, just for spread. You can do 5,000 if you want, it's okay. It's just that if it comes there, it might not take you out at the 5,000 on the dot. So that's why you put like allowance. You know how you sew your clothes now and you create allowance. Just see that 50 as allowance. You understand? So 5,050. You've moved your stop loss to where TP1 was, right? Now it goes to hit TP3. TP3 is 150 points, price points from entry, which is the same as 1,500 what pips, which is the same thing as what in ticks. Can you drop it in the chat? What is 1,500 pips in ticks? $15,000. Good. Any other opinion? So it's 15,000, right? So when it gets there, and then we're moving our stop loss, when it gets to TP3, we're moving our stop loss to TP2. So that means that you would now have to edit the ticks to TP2, which was 1,000 pips and 10,000. So I was expecting your answer to be 10,050. Do you understand now? You can unmute and confirm if you understand, Madam Ikaite. And Jane. All right, great. So that's it basically. Then if he hits final, just as he keeps going, because we're in uncharted territory, you keep moving it like that, but like that, just a distance of 5,000 ticks. All right, so it's been a long session, 2 hours. I'll try to get the recording as fast as possible. Thank you so much. Apologies for the challenges with tech. I think my laptop was probably tired of the call also. Maybe it's used to 1 hour. Thank you so much for joining. It's been a pleasure having you. We'll see you tomorrow for our final session. By God's grace. Because I was owing you guys 1 session from last week. Yeah. Cheers. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Please, thank you so much. We will appreciate the video so that we can follow up. Those of us that were not really following, please.
Yes, ma. I'll
Thank
send
you.
it. All right.